Hello, welcome to some more Watch Dogs online hacking. This is a compilation of pretty much trolling hacks, to be honest. The first one's particularly funny, I think. I found a target who was doing a CTOS tower. And when you find people doing CTOS towers, they tend to be pretty new to the game, I find. Just unlocking things that they want to progress. And yeah, so on this occasion I just decided, as I thought they might be new to the game, I just went up there and started following them around just to see what would happen. And I think the results are pretty funny. And that bit a minute ago, by the way, before I went into the game, that guy was giving me some aggro, so I don't usually just go around shooting civilians, but yeah, so anyway, yeah, so here's the guy. This area is actually really good for hacking players. I find generally it's very rare you get caught up here unless you're against, someone or someone with a really strong defense. It's the same case with a lot of multi-level areas. Actually, it always gives you more options. And here I am just making a really bad job of actually getting up there. Do manage it in a minute. And at this point he seems to be AFK momentarily anyway, and so yeah, I'm not really sure what he's doing. Has he got his phone out? As I commentate on this, the picture's actually in a smaller screen, so it's not always easy to see. You can't get full screen when you're editing commentary, so yeah, so I just start using the destroy gun, just causing a bit of destruction. I mean, I couldn't be making it any more obvious that I'm not an NPC basically, and at the moment he's just, well, she I think is ignoring me, so just carry on. Basically doing everything I can except for attack the target, which will just get me kicked. And as you'll see, I haven't actually hacked his phone. The reason I haven't done that is because once you do that, you go down to having a minute to initiate the hack, whereas you get 5 minutes to actually hack the phone. So I've started doing this a lot generally in hacks, is just messing with targets before I even try and hack their phone. Some of them don't know you're in your game, in their game, sorry, and some do. And yeah, she can't have her phone out. I say she, it's a she, but it's probably a guy controlling the character. Although I don't know that, so making assumptions. And yeah, finally he sees me. It may have been because I threw down the IED, but I'm not done. I'm not done yet. I'm not going to run just because he's profiled me. Walk straight into my trap. Just carry on shooting cars, and then they go and decide to commit suicide. I just can't exactly figure out why they do that. I can only think they turn the wrong way, or maybe they just had a lifetime of trolling abuse online. I don't know, but I decided to join them in a bit of suicide anyway, just to end the hack. So in this next hack, I find a target who's AFK in a car, and I'm finding a lot lately actually that AFK players do come back more than they used to. So I was kind of hopeful that he would return, and in the meantime, I was just gonna do some trolling before I hacked his phone, and I had no set idea what I was going to do. But as I was in the car, I just decided to make it as obvious as possible again that I'm in his game, just shunting this van forward even though there's traffic lights there, and just making a hell of a noise, my tyres screeching and stuff. And to be fair, I didn't actually know the guy was AFK at this point. Yeah, he was selling his car, but for all I know, he could have been just waiting, see if he could see the invader coming. So, I do take a lot of risks in this type of hack now, and I don't really care too much about losing the points. It's all about having fun and trolling people, really, and trolling people in a fair way anyway. So, I give them the opportunity to catch me. So. And yep, do a quick U-turn and decide to head straight back at him in his destroyed car. And on this occasion I did decide to initiate the hack in the end. And yeah, just making it obvious on there. And then you'll see in a minute he is going to come back. So yeah, there I am just running around with a huge destroyer rifle, and he doesn't even spot me. Once again. Now that he was active, I couldn't actually decide what to do here. I couldn't decide where to go. When he got on the bike, I was trying to get the destroyer rifle, but I had the wrong gun out, so... and as there's a station here, I just decided to make a run for the steps in a minute. And this always happens to me lately. Whenever I trying to use the train tracks and I run upstairs, if I'm outside the zone, I always find there's a train on the platform, and I can never seem to hack it away in time, so... And then obviously you just saw death by train. So now it's time for an invader hack. And it's got to the stage now where, unless an invader's really good, I can spot them pretty easily. And I actually thought it was Mocha Power invading my game, as we'd arranged to do some hacks that night. Later turned out that we had to cancel that due to my internet being rubbish, but before that this guy turned up. This was down by the crafting area where you can get the jam comms and the blackout comms, or whatever you call them, just down by the homeless area. And then I saw this motorbike. Well, I heard it first, and then I saw this motorbike in the background, and obviously NPCs don't drive motorbikes, so I knew it was a human player. And I was just going to make a quick profiling, shot his bike, and then I was just going to shoot him in the back. I did manage to miss, so it's then just a case of catching up with him. And as you can see, he's doing a terrible job of trying to stay out of sight. Doesn't even try and get in a car, which I wouldn't have allowed anyway. That would have been unacceptable. So just notice he's just seems to be running in a circle around this area. This is also another pretty good area for hacking, actually, due to its multi-level setup. And as he's gone up this staircase a couple of times, I just decided to throw a proxy IED there, just on the off chance that he'll run round again. And to my surprise he does, so yeah. Pretty easy takedown of an invader with just a bit of trolling thrown in. So this next clip isn't going to be a whole hack, but I thought I'd share it anyway because it's one of these guys that's stood at one of those games that you find throughout the city. So he's sort of AFK, but AFK with purpose. So, and this one just caught my attention because he was stood on a chair, which was a bit odd. And obviously I wasn't really happy that he wasn't paying attention to my invasion, so in a second I do throw down an IED. No! And then what happens is a mystery.
911, please state the nature of your emergency. You gotta send the police right now. Hurry up!
He basically disappears from sight, along with everyone else. To begin with, I thought he had just maybe respawned somewhere, so I waited around here, but then I see I'm still on top of the target, so I can only assume... Oh, the other guys are still there, sorry. I can only assume he was he's glitched through the map somewhere, so maybe he's under the map or the other side of a wall. Most players will know that there's a lot of glitches in this game where you can pop through walls, and in certain places you can even fall through the map. So this is what happened for the rest of the hack. That was me just waiting, hoping the guy was going to turn up again, but I realised that was unlikely due to the fact that he just disappeared from sight after I blew him up. So yeah, if you see a target AFK in that area, then try it, see if it happens again. So this next hack is one that starts really well. It's just going really well. It's going to make a good video, and then it just ends with crushing disappointment near the end, and you'll see why. But I thought I'd share it anyway because I thought it was a pretty good footage I got anyway. You know what goes down. So once again we have a seemingly AFK target who I decide to hack from the safety of the barriers. I can't quite remember if I hack his phone early on this one or if I leave it a while. Yeah, I became preoccupied with killing this guy. You'd think if someone was shooting at you with a high-powered rifle, you'd probably run rather than just saunter around the car, but that's what he did. Okay, so the hack is done, and again I really don't care on this hack. I'm just going to reverse over him at high speed. Sure he enjoyed that. Yep, check the car horn works, which it seems to. And yeah, my camera was going all over the place here. No T-brake for them. Yeah, I think this was the first hack of the night, as I may have said, so I was just... I don't know, I was just in a destructive mood. Do not like seeing... Oh yeah, what I do here, I'm trying to bomb jump my way onto this sofa. I just thought if I could hack him while standing on a sofa, that would be, you know, extra sweet. I don't allow people to wear hoods in cars either, so that's why that went down.
We have a shooter. People are gonna die unless the cops get here fast.
And then I found an ice cream van. Thought I'd let him live because, you know, he's only doing his job. I just shot at the window for the hell of it. What I'm doing here is I'm just seeing if I can get on the roof by parking the ice cream van by the side of it. I'm still in two minds whether I want to win the hack here. I think once you get to a certain stage, you know, if you're about 70-75%, you do want to complete the hack, but if it's early, I don't mind so much. If I'm really causing a lot of destruction, if I get profiled, no big deal. Always tricky when you're outside the zone and they're right there. But, and if you see a little bit of glitching going on here, if you think you see a car sort of jumping frame or a person jumping frame, that's down to my internet that day. I think it was I was uploading a video at the same time, and that's when my internet struggles. So I think that's what happened in a way. So my destroyed ice cream van turned out to be quite a good hiding place. Yeah, you can see he's definitely glitching there, and that may be the reason for what happens in this hack. Yeah, so he's either just quit or lost connection, I'm not sure which, but I didn't get any internet disconnection notices, so I think he must have just quit out because it was getting near the end of the hack and he was clueless, or he just found the game was jumping around too much for his liking, not sure which. So I'm going to make this next hack the last one on the video, and unfortunately it does start with another AFK player, but they do come back, so...
One of our high-value targets is in town. We need you to hack them and install a back door for us.
Yeah, I never tried to talk over that bit of information, as it always gets in the way of what I'm saying. But as you can see, this target's inside the coffee shop, and I'm assuming he's AFK, so it seems only right to do a bit of trolling. I had it half in mind to try and block him in there by you know, blocking the front door and blocking the back door as well, but... and he starts moving around, gets his phone out, so I'm not sure if that's him coming back into the game or if it's just because he got nudged by the car.
Out now.
But yeah, this is me trying to seal up the back entrance of the cafe. But I can see by the target, the yellow hexagon, that he's managed to get his way out anyway, so he's now back in the game. And then in a minute he does something which I can't understand why players do this. They've been AFK, which is fine, you know. People need to sort of, you know, go and have some dinner or get a drink or whatever, but I can't understand people that go AFK, and then they come back to the game, and then they go AFK again, which is apparently what this guy's done. So either that or he's hacking into, what do you call them, CCTV cameras, which I wasn't sure what he was doing, so as you can see I'm very stealthily just reversing a car up near where he is. And yeah, he must be AFK. He spent too long just static doing nothing, so it's all about the trolling at the moment. Just leave some presents for him for when he decides to come back. Yeah, at this stage I just thought I would start shooting cars and trucks just to create some cover, so if he does come back then, you know, I've got somewhere to hide. Well, some extra places to hide anyway. And as you can see, I haven't actually hacked the guy's phone yet, which allows for, you to be able to do this elaborate sort of trolling just to set up the scene better. Didn't realise this actually went on for so long. I remember it being a long hack, but not the AFK part of it.
Don't let your target get away. Get on him.
And then shortly after I've initiated the hack now, and I think shortly after that he does come back into play now, so he obviously heard the warning sign that he was being invaded, and yeah, there he is. And there's not much more else I can say about this hack, so I've talked enough on these videos, so I'm just going to let the hack play out now. And thanks for watching. If you enjoy this compilation, you may want to check out my 63rd compilation as well. That's called Just Kill Me Already, I think, and that features some good trolling hacks as well. A lot of them car based. So yeah, I'll put the link to that one in the description. And thanks for watching.
Watch all units initiating CTOS scan for suspect. Watch all units. CTOS scan has located and marked suspect.
Got him. Get in there. Yeah, that's the way to do it.